I just got done setting up this 16-foot Lotus Belle tent, and I also spent an insane amount of money, in my opinion, for it. So today I want to take you through this setup and give you a full review of what I think of this tent. You guys know I'm a huge fan of canvas tents, either wall tents or bell tents, but this one had some features and a design I've never seen before, and I was really intrigued. So I spent the money on it. This is not a sponsored video. Let me give you a tour and figure out whether I'm crazy or if this is my new favorite tent ever. Now you can see right off the bat that this tent has a much higher wall height than most bell tents do. This is more like a yurt feel in here. These walls are almost 5 foot tall. And the fact of the matter is, in the middle of this floor is actually 18 feet from wall to wall instead of 16. So it definitely does feel better because of the bell shape. Hey, Moosey Moose. We've got a nice Winterwell stove in here, which I do like these stoves. They pack up really nice, and I do love the window. I'll turn it around the other way. You can see I just have this set up really simply right now. I'm just going to be using it for like an office space right now. But here's the main feature I wanted. This complete stargazer top, which I love. This stargazer feature in this tent is really what I wanted the most. Oftentimes I feel so closed up in tents. Like there's just not enough light, there's not enough windows, and if it's a nasty kind of cold day, you just feel like you're kind of in prison, and I don't like that feeling. So this tent, these clear panels, that was really what sold me. I also just wanted to experience this space. With the walls being so high, there's just so much more headroom and space in here to actually use. It's fantastic. One of the main selling points for me in this tent was the double doors and the 2 windows. They just give so much more light and space and air movement through your tent. It's just incredible. All of these doors have a mesh layer for a screen. So you can just open up these doors with the mesh screen, keep it insect free, and just let it air out. The other cool feature is 2 windows that also have PVC on them. So even in the winter time, or if it's raining, you can at least get some light through here and keep your heat in. These also have screens as well that zip closed. So you can have the window open with just the PVC, or the window open with screen, or just close it all up. So here is the inside. Just amazing wall height, and it really does feel like a yurt in here. The PVC on the roof just gives so much more light. And if you don't want that feature, maybe it's really sunny and you want some shade, this curtain here deploys and it opens up like an umbrella and will shade out this area if you don't want it. Otherwise, you just tuck it into its little pouch and keep it around the center pole. Now you may have noticed that this looks a little off. What I ended up doing is purchasing a different Rainfly from a different company, because Lotus Belle does not offer Rainflies. So I found this Stargazer Rainfly from a different company that makes a similar tent, but it's not out of canvas. Since I'm very much in the pines here, I know that there's going to be a lot of pine debris, a lot of sap and stuff coming down on my beautiful tent that I just spent a lot of money on. So I wanted a Rainfly that I could put over it to just kind of protect the top of my main tent. And so far it's working out okay. You can tell it doesn't quite match up, but for me, I'm okay with that because it's protecting my main investment. So I matched it up the best I could. The company that makes this fly is Wilderness Resources, and it's for their Astral tent, which is about 1/3 the price of this Lotus Belle, but it is not canvas. This is more like a polyvinyl. It's thick. It's not quite like rubbery plastic, but it's different than canvas. I chose the Lotus Belle because it is a canvas tent. They breathe much better, but you are going to spend more money for them, and there's going to be more maintenance. It's really important to have some kind of a Rainfly on your canvas tents to shed the snow, and in this case, to help protect it from just all this stuff that's falling down from the trees. Now, this tent did not come installed with a stove jack. I had to purchase a stove jack kit and put it in myself. It wasn't too hard to do, but their theory behind this is they don't know where you're going to want your stove, and so they leave that part up to you. It is kind of a bummer because you spend a lot of money on a tent. You at least want a stove jack already installed. But I do understand their point. They don't know where you're going to want to put your stove. I chose to put my stove right next to the door just to avoid bringing in the mess of all the wood. I also wanted to support my chimney because it's on an angle with some concrete blocks, and it's working out really good. If you're not using this in the summertime, you can just close the flap down and keep it bug-free. Now, the one complaint I have about this tent is it came with extremely short stakes. So here I just found some rebar and pounded in this is like 3-foot rebar. So I've got this in an area where it's really thick moss. I needed much bigger stakes than what they provided. The stakes they provided were about this big and just not going to secure this tent in the right way. So I provided my own. Oh, it's not going anywhere. Now these lights are just a little string of copper LED lights that I found at REI. I just love these. They're really delicate, but they just put out so much light in here. And I just run them off a power station. Just any power station, I've just kind of got it hanging there. Now this is vinyl PVC, and the other layer is too on the outside. It's really cool to hear the rain, and so far snow has shed right off of there, and it's just been no problem at all. Be a pretty nice way to have a good night's sleep in here with the rain coming down. It's so nice. So canvas is naturally water repellent, and the shape of this tent makes it really good in high wind, and it's going to be good in snow too. We've had a lot of snow out here, and you just want to kind of shake it off. You don't want real heavy snow to accumulate, but it's good in the rain, the wind, and the snow. You're going to stay nice and dry and warm, and so far this tent's been holding up really good in all conditions. I really feel like the quality overall is just really good. All the stitching, all of the seams, all the zippers are very high quality. The tie downs are good. They're wooden. I've had critters chew on the wood already, so either porcupine or squirrel. So that has been a problem already. I poured hot sauce on here to try to discourage them, but here you can see my own rebar pounded in most spots to keep it secure. But so far, wind, snow, rain has shut off of here very well. Again, this doesn't match up because it's from a different company. But you can tell, I just try to keep it brushed off. There's lots of debris just from the pine trees, and it's just good to try to keep it cleaned off. The whole floor of this tent is made of a PVC vinyl that's very heavy. very well built. And then I have this indoor-outdoor carpet over top of it, which just works out to be so nice. In order to attach it to the platform, I added these little hooks here, screwed them to the decking, and then this little loop goes over top. So that's holding that in place. The setup of this tent really wasn't that bad. I ended up deciding to build a platform. I built the platform out of 4x4 treated posts and also treated 4x8 sheets of plywood. It was quite an effort to get it here and put it in place, and it's not perfectly level. It's just kind of eyeballed. I did this in like the middle of winter, so it is what it is, but it's really great to have this tent on a platform that is solid and off the ground, which is going to help really with the longevity of this tent. So it's definitely worth the effort, and to have a nice solid floor in here is just wonderful. As with anything else, that was hard to do by myself, but I made it work. And that is awesome. Can't wait to spend some time in there. It's probably just in the low 40s right now. It's not that cold at all, but it feels so good in here. Just a little bit of heat really just takes the chill off, makes it very comfortable in here. And if you were to deploy the curtain and close off those skylights, it would warm it up even more. This Rainfly actually keeps this place even warmer. With the air between the tent itself and that Rainfly, it's going to keep in more heat as well. So that's another good reason to have that Rainfly up there. So back here behind my chair, I have a cot that I could totally put up, and then I'd throw the sheepskin on top of it, and it would just be super cozy. So do I think this tent is worth the $3,000 I spent on it? Yes, I definitely think so. I'm loving it so far. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. This girl in the woods, she gone. Oh, and don't forget to get outside and get happy. It is definitely a dreamy thing to look at around the campfire at night. It's just beautiful in there. We just heard the yurts out there, didn't we? Are the yurts going crazy? You don't like those yurts.